Sam Darley here, and I'm back after some time away from doing videos from sports. I just needed to rethink what I was gonna do as far as videos, and just kind of rethink what I'd like to talk about. So that being said, I'm going to talk tonight about the Philadelphia Eagles and the Houston Rockets and the Oklahoma City Thunder. So I'm going to kind of mix a couple of topics, and that's what I'm going to do as far as these videos are concerned. Excuse me. So that being said, the Philadelphia Eagles lost Carson Wentz for the season, and everybody's talking about how they're done, how they've shot the Super Bowl. Sorry, I'm moving around too much. I'm moving around way too much. Sorry. There we go. So yes, everybody's talking about how they're screwed, they're this, they're that. I think they're fine. I think Nick Foles is a solid quarterback. When you look around the league, as far as backup quarterbacks are concerned, Nick Foles is a very good quarterback. He had 14 touchdowns and 2 interceptions with Philly, and there was a time when he was a hot topic. He played with Jeff Fisher with the Rams, and that didn't work out. And he went to Kansas City. I thought he was actually better than Alex Smith. He made their offense more vertical. He's not going to be Carson Wentz. He's not going to extend plays. He's not going to extend. He's not going to make plays with his legs. He's going to use his arm. They're going to rely heavily on the run game, and they've got a good run game and a good defense. So while they are, I mean, to me, it drops their percentages of making the Super Bowl and winning it, but it doesn't kill their chances altogether. So when I look at Philly, I think that with their defense and their run game, if Nick Foles can just play turnover free, plays with his arms with his arm like he's done in the past, I think Philly will be fine. They've won the NFC East. They've got to make Doug Peterson's got a big decision: go for the home field or rest some starters, give some starters some periods off. It's a kind of a tough position for Doug Peterson to be in. So we'll see what the Eagles do. But as far as I'm concerned, the quarterback they've got the best quarterback situation in the league. Look at all the quarterbacks that went down. Aaron Rodgers, Brett Hundley kept it together in Green Bay. Deshaun Watson in Houston. Tom Savage derailed the Texans season. I'll talk about that another day. But a lot of backup quarterbacks usually when the starter goes down, especially an MVP candidate like Carson Wentz, you don't see the team miss a beat. I'm not saying they won't miss a beat. They just won't be. It just they won't be as dynamic as they were with Carson, but they'll still be a good team and they'll still have a shot at the Super Bowl. So they got that going for them. They got a solid backup quarterback, a guy that can be a starter anywhere around the league. The Colin Kaepernick situation's coming up again. The name. I don't think the Eagles don't need Kaepernick. They've got a good quarterback. If Foles does go down, then yes, they should think about giving him a tryout or at least giving him a look. So, we'll see what happens with the Eagles. They've got 3 games left in the season, 3 meaningless games. Whether they play the starters full 60 minutes, that's the biggest question. But they're fine. And I expect them to still be at least in the mix for the Super Bowl. And then to the NBA, the Houston Rockets run their winning streak up to 11 games. They've lost Luc Mbah for at least a few games. He appeared to hurt his left shoulder tonight. The Rockets, I've seen this a lot with D'Antoni and Phoenix. They won. I said kind of felt like this before the season. They'd win 50 to 60 games. It's going to come down to the playoffs. They're undefeated with Chris Paul. This is a moot point as far as I'm concerned. The Rockets are a very good team. They're very good offensively. That's no secret. Chris Paul has really opened up the floor more for James Harden, and the rest of their offense have got a lot of 3-point shooters. To me, they still need a big. Capella can't be their only big. They got to be able to defend the paint better. They're top 5 defense statistically. They're a solid team. I mean, they're very good. They're number 1 in the West. They're 23-4 now. But again, it's going to come down to the playoffs with this team. Can they get past San Antonio 4 times in 7 games? Can they get past Golden State? The West is very tough. I mean, you got Minnesota's very good, very young, but very good. And speaking of the Western Conference, you saw tonight the Oklahoma City Thunder, who are 12 and 14 coming into the night. They're struggling with Westbrook and Melo and Paul George. My biggest thing with them is they just don't have an identity. Who are they? Some of it's Westbrook, doing the whole "I'm gonna take over." Westbrook's an exciting player, but he's got to trust his teammates a little more. But they've also got to figure out, who are they? Are they a run and gun team? That's what Houston. I mean, going back to Houston for a second, that's the perfect example. They know who they are. They know what they want to do. What does Oklahoma City want to do? Who are the Thunder? Got three great players. They don't really know how to make them work. So maybe try a few things. Play around with the lineup. Find rotations that work. Find the players that work well together, and stick with it. And I think they'll find a way. I think they'll find it together. Everybody's panicking. It's an 82-game season. It's a marathon, not a sprint. I know the West is tough, but again, playoffs come down to matchups, and how hot you are heading into the playoffs. Again, I mean, you saw with the Rockets last year against the Spurs. They're a small team. The Spurs are a big team. They slowed the game down. They made it their pace 4 times in 6 games, and they won the series in 6. Oklahoma City, it's going to take a little bit for Melo to get going, but I think they'll be good. I think it's too soon to worry about the Thunder. It's too soon to brag on the Rockets. But I think the Rockets are at least a very good team, and I think Oklahoma City is a good team too. It's taking time. This isn't LeBron, Wade, Bosh, where LeBron and Wade were veterans. I mean, obviously Melo, George, and Westbrook are veterans, but they're not. They haven't been to the finals. Well, Westbrook has. Sorry, Paul George hasn't. Melo hasn't. These guys haven't really had much experience winning, so they're trying to learn how to play together. And Billy Donovan has only had limited success out there in Oklahoma City. He's got to find matchups, find rotations that work, and then find their identity. I mean, who are these guys? I think once they find that out, which might be all up to the All-Star break. It might not take that long. But they're not even close to being live or bust type team. But it's a long season. We'll see what happens. Again, with the Rockets, it's about the playoffs. Win streak is up to 11 games. It'll be on the line against the San Antonio Spurs. The Philadelphia Eagles are fine. Don't worry about them. They're still a good team. Aaron Rodgers is back this weekend. With Green Bay still on the hunt for the playoffs. NFL playoffs are coming up. It's going to be an exciting time. That means also mock draft time, with the draft coming up too in April. And the playoffs. It's all exciting. So we'll see what happens. Rockets, again, will take on the Spurs Friday night. Kawhi Leonard is back. So, and San Antonio is third in the West. So, San Antonio is as good as always. Houston's trying to prove that they're elite. I know they suffered an injury tonight with Luke Barmute. He's got to get healthy. Oklahoma City's got to find an identity. And we'll see what happens. Have a Merry Christmas, everyone, and have a good night.